Yo, what's going on, everyone? Sounds good, Barb. What's up, TF? What's up, Bull Runner? How's it going? All right, let's jump into this. So I did close out this trade right about like 116,590 from yesterday's stream. We are coming into some interesting Oh, the music. All right, I remember today. All right, cool. So we are coming into some interesting levels. So we have our order block supply here, kind of that we're tapping right now. We just missed it on the 4-hour when we came up yesterday. We also have our very important liquidity zone here, sitting at about 117,300, 117,350, and then we have about 118K. We have our golden pocket as well. Now, we will be very interested in structure as we approach this key level. So we're looking for any sort of 4-hour structure break for a possibility that maybe this daily is going to take the reins for a little bit, and maybe we have to come back down for some sort of retracement to break the 4-hour back bullish again. Now, as you guys know, this just simply signals an opportunity, right? If you are bearish, this would be a good opportunity to take a short since we are at the daily golden pocket. If we have some sort of a 4-hour break, it could be the start of, if we're going to make a new low, if we're going to take out this low, this would generally be where we would expect to create that high, that lower high to take out the low. But I wouldn't really pay attention to anything lower than 4-hour for that sort of swing short. But similarly, if we do break 4-hour structure here, then that does just create another opportunity for us to come down, set some sort of bottoming structure, break 4-hour again, and get another swing trade to run back up to the highs. So there's always opportunity in the market, right? Prepared traders, profitable traders. So we just need to be aware of these levels. Now, tomorrow is going to be the FOMC, the rate cut decision. So do expect a lot of volatility. Expect them to swipe key kill zones. Expect them to react from those areas. And generally just follow structure and wait for the move to reveal itself. We've been taking really nice longs all the way up here this past like week and a half, right? We've been taking, really since this structure break here, and taking the longs up, right? So we've had this really nice, clean, trending move to follow, which is still going on. So let's talk about what happened yesterday now that the rest of the move has kind of unfolded. So what we were talking about yesterday was this SFP of the low here, and the opportunity that presented to long it back up to the high, because basically we tried to break this strong low. We were reminded that it was strong with the SFP. So then what happens? The weak high is then targeted again, and what does price do? Price rotates back up to the weak high. So this is just more and more structure, just making sure we cement that in you guys' head here. The levels haven't really changed from yesterday. I still expect this liquidity to get taken. 117,340. And then whether or not that's going to give us some sort of SFP reaction to set some 4-hour structure to come down and then maybe take out this low, or this stop loss is here, or maybe come to the spider line, or whether we're just going to blast right through it. But similarly to right here, right? We don't try to predict what's going to happen. Just as easily here, we could have had the 4-hour close below here, and I would have been pretty bearish right now, right? But we waited. We wait for the close. You see the 4-hour SFPs. You wait for the 5-minute break of structure. You take the long. Bam, you got another trending long out of it. Speaking of SFPs, so earlier this morning. Oh, by the way, what's up, Bison? What's up, Jenna? How's it going? Mortimer, good to see you. Speaking of SFPs, this morning we had a similar situation. So I got to clean this up a little bit. Drawing like crazy on here. Okay. So 30-minute, right? So I talked about why I was more confident in this long after we got this 30-minute break of structure here. So if you'll notice, we had our 30-minute break bullish here after setting these lows. Then we had our retrace to our decision block here, and we pumped out of that. We set a new high. That brought your 30-minute strong low down, or sorry, up rather. So your 30-minute strong low is now sitting here. So this morning I was watching this. I was very interested in this for my long trade, and as long as this 30-minute held, it was also a good entry to a new long, right? But it was also, no, I wasn't really stressing about my long. I was confident we're going to come up to the 4-hour week high as long as this 30-minute held. And so this morning we have a little bit of a liquidity grab off of whatever news it was that came out this morning, right? But that's why it's important to know where your key levels are and what the time frame that's in play is, right? So what do I mean by that? I mean, when we came down to these lows here, what is the largest time frame, so like the bias time frame we can use, that got broken at these lows? So the reason that I'm looking at the 30-minute here is because the 1-hour did not break structure at these lows. So I don't have a 1-hour strong low that I can use to determine if we're going to break trend back bearish, and maybe this SFP is going to get attacked again. So what time frame do I have that I can do that on? I can do that on the 30-minute time frame. So that's why I was looking at 30-minute. That's why I was very curious whether we're going to SFP here. We do SFP. I'm sure there was confirmations on smaller time frames. Yeah, you get your 5-minute break here. What happens after the 5-minute break? Straight to the 4-hour week high. Right? Now, hopefully that makes sense, because it's literally the exact same thing that we did here on the 4-hour, just on the 30-minute. So throw a 1 in chat if that makes sense. Also, like the stream, guys. Appreciate y'all being here. All right, I'll take it. We got one. All right. So let's talk about levels for tomorrow. So you've already talked about levels to the upside, right? It's going to be the golden pocket and the liquidity. To the downside, we have set a new 4-hour high, so our strong low is no longer here. Our strong low has moved down here. Well, really, it's over here, right? But this is going to be our 4-hour strong low. It's going to be like 114,400. Let's just kind of get rid of a lot of stuff here. So we can. Okay, that's better. All right, so we have our 4-hour strong low here. This would be where our bearish 4-hour break of structure is. What would change that? We'd need 2 red candles here, followed by 2 green candles to take the high, followed by breaking that low if we're going to set anything up here. You guys know that. But right now it sits down here. So we can kind of take some levels and see what it aligns with, right? So if we're looking at our retracements here, we have our golden pocket kind of down here like 115,300. Let's zoom in and see if we have anything of interest. So we do. So this is a very interesting level because this is unmitigated demand. It's also underneath the 15-minute, and that demand kind of consists of everything from the 618 down to the 886. So if we're going to get any sort of retracement, I'm not going to lie, this looks interesting to me as well, just based on structure and the fact that this looks like decision demand. But the 2 levels that I would pay attention to It's also probably like your 0.5, right? So it just depends how bullish we are. But I would be very interested in 5-minute break of structures in any of these two areas. So if you set an alert at 116, you set an alert down here at 115, 300. And the best part is we don't have to know which one it's going to happen at, right? You're just waiting for the 5 minutes to give you some sort of actionable structure, however it wants to play out, right? Or wait, you guys know, like that. Yeah. Some sort of actionable structure at one of these 2 points. Set your stop loss below the low, targeting the new 4-hour week high. Also, there's like a spider line right in front of our face. Okay. Let's take a look at some indicators here. So if we look at our daily, we're printing like a nice green dot, which is nice. If we're looking at our 12-hour, we've also got like nice green RSIs. We've got the VWAP pushing back up, which is good. We're creating, okay, so this is, so these 2 candles aren't together. So if we put in one more green candle here, then we're going to put in a new 12-hour strong low here, which would mean that it'd be more bearish if this broke. Right now, if it's red, it breaks, it's just 4-hour. And come down here and break it again. Yeah, a 12-hour break would be a very important signal at the golden pocket. Yeah, so that's what I have for you guys that I think is relevant tomorrow. So I think as long as this 4-hour strong low is going to hold down here at 114, 300, I think you're looking for a 5-minute break of structure in here or in here. Hoping to long it up to the new 4-hour week high and probably the golden pocket. Now, what's going to be a tell that this 4-hour strong low will probably hold? Now, this is speculative, of course, but if we don't take this purple line before coming back down, it's very likely that this exit liquidity is going to be used for the longs that are open down here. So it's very likely we're going to come down here and then come up here. It's not really as relevant. It's just a little bit of how I look at the market for you guys. But really what's really relevant is that 114, 300 holds. Because this is your 4-hour strong low. All right. Any questions on anything that we've gone over Bitcoin related? Or any questions on, or you guys can start telling me the altcoins you guys want to look at. And we'll just kind of look around for a little bit. Let's see. Let me see if there's anything else of interest on Bitcoin first. Hold on. No, that's internal. Yeah, everything's kind of looking how we expected it to look. I mean, we bounced from our decision demand here. Broke 4-hour structure out of it, coming up to the golden pocket now, and now we just kind of determine what goes on here. It's kind of that's why market structure is so nice, because it just repeats over and over and over again, and there's clearly defined rules, and you just follow that. It's a nice way to follow the market. Let's take a look at some altcoins. How's ETH doing? All right, so ETH did what we were talking about yesterday on stream. So we were talking about getting one more break of the low into this decision demand here to come, right? What did we talk about? Initiate or range, initiation, mitigation, continuation. Did we have a different chart we were looking at this on? There we go. Yeah, look at that. The power of drawing random, well, it's obviously not random, right? But the power of drawing lines. So what are we looking for now? Right, so we've had our touch of decision demands. We've had our touch of the golden pocket, or I think this might be old. Yeah, it's not the golden pocket. That's not the low. Well, the golden pocket of like this impulse, but that's not the low. Yeah, we touched the golden pocket perfectly, right? Now we want to see some sort of relevant break of structure. So, oh, I really wish they gave us 4-hour there. That's fine, though. They gave us 3-hour. But we want to see a 1-hour break of structure. So Yeah, 1 hour and 30-minute basically. So that would be ETH closing, not SFP, right? You want to close above this level here. Exactly, Bull Runner. We scribble on charts and it makes us money, dude. It's exactly like preschool. Yeah. Well, I guess the money part's not like preschool. But yeah, so it's similar to what we were talking about yesterday, right? So it was breaking this high before, but since we've moved that high down just a smidge here, we want to see a clear break on the 1 hour that's not an SFP. And then, let's see what the risk to reward would be. Yeah, then you have a 2-to-1 risk to reward back to the highs. And if you come up to the spider line, it turns into like a 3. But yeah, you have a 2-to-1 risk to reward to the highs, which is nice. Obviously, it gets better if you get a little bit of a retracement. But that would totally be a valid trade to me if that 1 hour closes higher. Now, what's the other levels that we're interested in? So if we're going to have a dump first, we have, let's get our fib back up. Where's our other chart? I really do like where this bounced from, though. Wait, why did this mitigate on this chart? Oh, it mitigate on this one, too. Okay. Yeah, I really like this setup, but I need to prepare you guys for where we could come to. So let's get our fib tool. I'll explain what I mean. So the reason that I like where this came to is it was the last piece of unmitigated decision demand, right? It was the golden pocket. What I mean by unmitigated is this, right? This decision block here already got mitigated on this wick. Plus, we go any lower here, and we're going to cause like a death cross on the EMAs, which is obviously less important than structure, but it's something to be aware of, right? Like, whenever these cross back bearishly, we usually have to form a bottom for a little while. So yeah, I like the confluence of the golden pocket, the last unmitigated demand. I mean, if you look, it's even the 1 hour order block here, pretty much to the dot, right? Order block, golden pocket. So the last piece of the puzzle that's missing is the 1 hour break of structure. Don't touch this. Don't long this unless you're like long from down here on like a smaller time frame break of structure, which we can look at in a second. But you're looking for a 1 hour close above 45.38, right? If you're looking for the reaction like this, where the structure break comes in and you pump, you're not missing out, right? If you bought here, that sucked. If you bought here, that sucked. If you bought here, it sucked. If you bought here, it was awesome, right? So wait for the structure break to come in. Be patient. And it's like 45.38 basically. You're looking for a 1 hour close above that. Otherwise, at this point, I would be interested in a sweep of this low, pretty much right where the 786 is. So the next level, if we're going to have like a real liquidity grab tomorrow, I would be interested in this level down here, like 43.34. So bear in mind, I'm just looking for a 1 hour structure break, so it could do this, right? But if I'm talking about where it makes sense for it to go, since it already mitigated this, it doesn't really make sense to come lower. The only job I could think of coming lower would be to take out all the stop losses in this wick, which is why I say if we're coming lower, I like 43.33. Because it takes all the liquidity from this wick here, and then it also is like the 786, and it's the last unmitigated like 1 hour candle here. So that's the area that I'd be watching, but I really think that this might be sufficient. I do think this might be sufficient. And what would tell me that? When this 1 hour high breaks. So many people are looking at the 4,300 sweep. Yeah, I mean, if you just look on the chart here, like where is there liquidity that can be taken? It's here. But what I see is that this looks sufficient, right? Because everything got mitigated pretty much over here, right? But we didn't mitigate here. That's why yesterday I was saying, like, if we're going to mitigate, range, initiation, mitigation, continuation, it makes sense to do it here. So let this break, and then we can go up. That's my thoughts on ETH. Hey, everybody who got in here late, thank you guys for being here. Make sure you like the stream. When the stream's over, please, please, please go back and watch the first 15 minutes of the stream. It's going to be extremely important for rate cuts tomorrow. Just do yourself a favor, go back and watch that. I went over everything on Bitcoin. So make sure you don't miss that if you're coming in late. I might need to do like ETH first or something on these streams because I worry that people miss like the most important part. Okay. Let's look at Sol. Okay, so Sol broke. Did it SFP or did it break? Okay. This might be a clue that ETH might not need to go lower, right? So Sol broke 1 hour. So four hours still bearish. It hit this supply on the 4 hour. Hit supply on the 4 hour. But as long as the 1 hour stays bullish, I'm bullish. Let's see. Yeah, I think this looks good. Let's see if the 5 minute broke. I mean, the 5 minutes even still bullish unless this breaks. I mean, yeah, I think you have. And there's an argument for like a long right now. Yeah, the RR is there. But basically, if I'm looking at this chart and I'm thinking, hey, where's the mitigation going to come in? I would argue the mitigation is probably going to come in here. If it's not already done, right? I would argue it's probably going to come in here. And it could, all right, I'll make the box a little bit bigger. You're looking for, so this has already been mitigated right here, right? So you're looking for some sort, so if here's the two scenarios. So either the 5 minute just continues to be bullish, breaks up here, and we just continue to go up. Or if we come down and break the 5 minute bearish here, we set some sort of structure in this box, break that 5 minute structure. This would be an amazing long to see if we can flip the 4 hour back bullish. But your first target would be up here, right? And then you could leave a runner to come back into off liquidity size. Yeah, that's what I see. I mean, you have, if you think that it's bullish, right? I mean, you have the RR here to, should be like 2 to 1 to take the, yeah, 2 to 1 to take along back to the 5 minute week highs. But your tell is going to be this low. If this low here breaks, then you're just waiting for that re-bullish break when you start to come back up. But yeah, if you're looking at ETH and Sol is ahead of ETH because Sol has broke the 1 hour back bullish. So Sol's ahead. Cool. Let me say hi to some people that came in here. What's up, Trade Intuition? Good to see you, brother. Mitigated. So mitigated means that it's been tested again after the price action left the area, right? So you have like this range here of demand. You initiate out of that range, and then you come back and tap it. This tap is mitigation. Unmitigated demand is something like this, right? So this area right here stands out to me. Why? Because the price leaves that area but never comes back to test it. And there's resting orders here that if it comes back to this area, it would trigger those orders that would trigger demand that would likely push the price back up. So mitigation just means if it basically like in general trader terms, it would be a retest. So you initiate out, you retest, you continue. Okay. Yeah, J-Rock. Yeah, interact with. Yeah. Yeah, just going back. Just retest. Thanks, Mortimer. Appreciate you. All right, cool. So let's look at some more coins here. Let's take a look at Sui here. All right, so Sui just continues to climb. Man, Sui. It's at supply right now. It's at some 4-hour supply. Did it do its job on the 1 hour? I'm assuming it did. Yeah, so you'll notice like we were looking for, oh no, it hasn't. It didn't have a high in here. 30 minute, probably give us 30 minute. Ooh, it didn't even give you 30 minute. I don't like that actually. I'll tell you this, on Sui, if you come up here and break this high to give you 30 minute, you're likely going to mitigate back to exactly where we are now, and it would look so much better to long. So I actually don't like this yet. Let it prove itself. Let it break 373 and then just get back into the same level on like a lower time frame break. Because right now you're getting in like the golden pocket, supply, like a very important resistance area in a 1 hour, 30 minute, 4-hour downtrend. So it's likely doing this. So just give it, let it cook. Let it prove that it's ready to go up. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Okay. Yeah, Jenna, we can look at Chill Guy. I'm gonna look at Chill Guy in a minute. All right. Man. Yeah, Chill Guy continues to look good as long as this low holds. So Chill Guy did the thing we were looking for it to do down here and sweep that daily low, right? Sweep that low. Come back up. It breaks 12-hour structure bullish. It's under bullish 12-hour market structure. We're getting a bit of a reaction above the 12-hour 200 EMA. That's what we kind of expect, right? Last few times we've hit it, it's on the same thing. But we're finding support on the 50 EMA, which is what we want, right? And we haven't broken 12-hour structure bearish yet because these lows are still holding. As long as these lows are still holding, we're still under bullish structure on the 12-hour. So that's definitely an area to watch, would be like 44.5. So if you're in any sort of long from like down here, as long as 44.5 holds, you don't really have much to worry about. Yo, what's up, John? How you doing, buddy? If we look at our 1 hour, I don't really like that we don't have any 1 hour structure here. Do we have 30 minute? We do have 30 minute. Okay. But we've SFP'd the 30 minutes. So there's a little caution here. A little caution. Certainly Chill Guy could do this. It could come down, sweep the low, and then go. But what would tell us, I would say if you get a 30-minute close above 47.738 or 47.744, likely you're going to see, like, because in your 30-minute is, remember what I was saying yesterday about the 12-hour time frame? If my 12-hour is bullish, but like my 4-hour, oh, my 4-hour is even bullish. Whew. Yeah. So if my 12 hours bullish, my 4 hours bullish, and like I'm looking for an entry time frame, with the 12 hour, I definitely like the 30-minute. So if we can close above here, that would be a good indication that we can likely try to come to those 12-hour weak highs. We also have like this nice little decision demand here. If this move is going to hold, I'd like to see it hold here, break, like retest highs and go. That'd be nice. Because right now it just looks like an SFP, right? So you don't want to enter on an SFP. Why? Because that targets the low. So let it prove itself, let it close above, get in on the mitigation, and off we go. But yeah, it doesn't look bad. I know you're mostly spot, Jenna. So yeah, as long as the key area for me is 44.513. As long as you don't get a 12-hour close below there, you're good. An SFP there would, for like rate cut news or something, would be pretty bullish. Yeah, so you just wait for the SFP and then you'd wait for like a 5-minute break of structure to get back in to run it back to the 12-hour weak highs. Yeah, that's what I see. 12-hour uptrend is good, 4-hour uptrend is good, so. No problems I see inside for that. All right, anything else you guys want to look at? Miggles. XRP? Yeah. So XRP made a weekly break of structure here, which is nice. This is a very nice looking chart. So it didn't quite make it here. If it makes it here, that would be awesome. If it doesn't, I mean, it's still in a weekly uptrend. This is your new weekly strong low. As long as 161 holds, you're in an uptrend on the weekly. Let's look at our daily. Daily is still in an uptrend. Let's see. Where do you break it back? Bullish. Yeah, daily is still in an uptrend with your strong low down here. Yeah, I really like this area. So this is like your like 266 to like 245 area. But I don't know if we're gonna get there. So this was your clue that it wasn't done correcting yet. Well, this is internal, but this SFP, right, to break internal daily. Let's go to something where we have some structure. So did we pull this high? We didn't pull this high. Okay, so you're under bearish 12-hour when you break this low. Did you pull it again? You did pull it again. Okay, I actually like that you pulled it again. So what would make me less confident that XRP is going to come here? A 12-hour close above here. Let's take a look at... I mean, you got a nice little breakout retest here. Let's look at our 4-hour. Okay. Break your 4-hour bullish here. So that means you break it bearish here. You set a new low. New high. Break it bearish. Break it bullish here. Break it bullish here. Okay, so you break your 4-hour bearish again with this break here. Ooh, but you have your golden cross and your 200 retest on a breakout retest. Yeah, if XRP breaks this on the 4-hour and then this on the 12-hour, I think we're going all-time highs. But let's zoom in. Let's see if we have any sort of structure here that's tradable. So we do. So what if you're looking for the earliest call that XRP might be ready, you're looking for a break of $3.06 on the 1-hour. If you break this on the 1-hour, you're looking for a rotation back to these weak highs. Yeah, so 3.06 on your 1-hour, you're looking at 318 on your 4-hour, and then you're looking at like 338 on your 12-hour. That's your structure respectively. But if you're going to fail to break structure, and we do have to have some sort of liquidity grab, like a fast move down to like 260 would actually be bullish, and it would scare a lot of people. And your 4-hour is bearish, which is why I bring that up, right? It's not. But, I mean, anyone can just draw this trend line on the daily and we're breaking out, right? Generally, what happens when we get these breaks here, right? Sometimes we have to come back down for liquidity. Sometimes we can just break out and go, right? What if we put the line here? Yeah, like sometimes the tests fail. And And where's that zone? It's right at your daily 200 EMA. Yeah, so I've given you the levels, right? So if you close your 1 hour above 3.064, then I think you can probably run to the 4-hour high, see if you SFP it or not. If you fail to do that or SFP it, your pullback levels. I mean, there's obviously a level here at 289, but basically you just be looking for 1 hour structure to break as your like entry time frame. Yeah, no problem, Bull Runner. I know that was kind of confusing, but I hope that made a little bit of sense, man. What's up, Wayne C? Good to see you. What's up, Saphir? Yeah, Bull Runner. Yeah, that makes sense, man. All right. ENA. Yeah, we can look at ENA. This is my spot play. Shout out to Crypto Kim. Okay. Well, I can't really use this chart. Let's start over. I don't really know what I'm looking at. Has this already been mitigated? Yeah, supply been mitigated. Yeah, we'll start over. All right. Start on the weekly. So we came up to. So we haven't hit this weekly order block yet. This is definitely a level. Keep an eye on. Okay, let's go to our daily. So we SFP'd our high on the daily. But as long as our low at 60 cents holds, we're still under bullish market structure. Now, what would be concerning would be if we SFP this and then break this bearish. That would be very concerning for like a bigger pullback to this area around like 41 cents or something. So definitely keep in mind that possibility on your chart. But right now, what are we waiting for? We're just waiting for the 4-hour to flip back bullish to match the daily. So let's take a look at the progress on that. So you break your 4-hour bearish down here. Break your 4-hour bearish here. After breaking a bearish, you mitigate continuation down. You set a high here. So what are we looking for? Have we hit this decision block yet? We have. All right. I'd really take it just like from here. I like the positioning here. What I would like more is a sweep of the low, break the high. It's a really nice risk to reward there. Looking at it, looks like that would be, yeah, that would be a really nice risk to reward. Yeah, it's like a 5-to-1 trade. I like that. I like that. So, because I want to see a 4-hour break, and the problem right now is that your current 4-hour high, you don't even set a high in here at all. So, like, it's not really tradable if that doesn't happen because your 4-hour high is up here. Like, yeah, you can try to front run it with like the 1 hour or something, but to me, I mean, you don't even break it bearish. That might not even be true. Yeah. No, actually, your 4-hour high is still up here. So it's like not really tradable. So I would like to see a sweep of the low and then break the high then break the high like 71 cents, and I would like this trade. Especially because why? It's a retest of the 200 after a break, or yeah, pretty much every time it's come under this 200 since the 50 crossed the 200, it's that do a pump, right? And where are we at now? We're at that exact same area. So I would like to see some bottoming structure to unfold here. Otherwise, there's just other coins that look better. It's definitely pumped a lot, but if this 4-hour can flip bullish again, I would definitely be interested in taking this trade. Otherwise, I would just follow the 4-hour structure, wait for it to flip bullish, even if that means you miss the trade up. But Yeah, it's been on a tear. If you really just want to trade this, your 1 hour structure is still up here. And if we're getting into the weeds, 30-minute structure. At the very least, if you're just really, you think ENA is going to pump like crazy, I at least want to see a 30-minute close above 71.38. Or 71.44, sorry. I want to see a 30-minute close at the very least. That will probably at least get you to like your golden pocket here. Right? But I would much rather see a sweep of the low, break of the 4 hour if you want that big rotation. For the big rotation, that's what I want. For like a smaller rotation, at least prove to me you can break this. Otherwise, you're just going down. I hope that helps. Okay. What's going on, Cubanian? Good to see you, brother. What's up, Dutchy? All right, anything else you guys like to look at? All right, guys. Well, in that case, make sure, please go watch the first 15 minutes of this video at the beginning of the stream. It's going to give you everything you need for the rate cut decision tomorrow. Thank you guys all for stopping by. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe. Ring the bell. Join the free Discord. Link to the top of the chat. All right? It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything. We've been killing it in there. We've been killing Solana. We've been hitting the calls on that since like 156. Those who have been here know. And we'll continue killing it, guys. Growing the community together. I appreciate all of y'all. My name is Wave Cipher. Much love. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out.